Karpenter, Stormforge. Karpenter. Scale nodes up, scale them down, do it in arguably the most efficient fashion right now, even better from a performance perspective than Cluster Autoscaler. Stormforge. Resource management for our pods, resource management for any application stacks that are running in our Kubernetes cluster, even if we're doing stuff with things like KubeVirt. A lot of different opportunities here, a lot of different methods. What about cost? So yes, in Stormforge, we do have cost optimization. But what if you want a dedicated tool to do this from an open source perspective? That way you can kind of separate those concerns in a sense, where you have particular tools that are doing certain things in your stack and they are doing them very well. So what I want to do is I want to show you how to get Kubecost up and running, which is a very popular open source cost optimization tool specifically for, maybe you guessed it from the name, Kubernetes. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to get that set up and configured. All right, so first I want to walk you through the overall installation because it can be a little bit confusing, and I hope Kubecost ends up fixing this at some point. But if you just Google Kubecost installation, you're going to see this. And in step one, you're going to see this Kubecost token. And you're probably wondering, well, how do I get that token? And if you're wondering that, makes sense. Even if you go right to the website and it says get started in 5 minutes and you click on it, it opens up the getting started guide, no information on the token. If you go to products, Kubecost Cloud, I'm assuming that's the paid version, but even if you click on self-hosted, no, actually that doesn't even bring you anywhere. It literally just brings you here and then you click on it and then you come to this page. So there's some barrier with the Kubecost token, and I guess what they want you to do is they want you to like reach out to somebody. Please see the website for more details on Kubecost and the official documentation, or contact the team, even here with the Git repo. So this is a little bit unfortunate because they don't have a good way to get a token other than reaching out to them, which is a weird barrier. So any of their documentation, it's kind of all the same. I've even looked, token, right? So like there's like several different methods in terms of tokens, like once you get, installed and stuff like that. But then there's this alternative installation method, right? And this is where the gold is for testing this out in your environment from an open source perspective, okay? Now, as you can see, the installation method is available for free and leverages the Kubecost Helm chart. It provides access to all OpenCost and Kubecost community functionality and can scale to large clusters. This will also provide a token for trialing and retaining data across different cost product tiers. And this is the bread and butter right here. The token is for a trial or if you want to pay, which again, that's, no for, an open source tool, right? So what we want to do is we want to bypass that completely. And we just want to look at the alternative installation methods, which if we just snag this right here, we're going to get Kubecost installed. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. I think we can even install it via just the raw Kubernetes manifest if we wanted to, but we don't have to do that. And then once we get all this deployed, we'll see what it looks like. So let's head over to VS Code. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste this in here. And we're going to see it's going to do its thing from an installation perspective. Alrighty, and that is installed. So let's just see here. We put it in the Kubecost namespace. So kubectl get all namespace Kubecost. All right, and boom, we can see our entire configuration right here. Okay. So again, if you want the open source version of Kubecost and you want the ability to separate concerns, Stormforge handling all the pod and CPU utilization, Karpenter handling everything from a worker node scaling perspective, and Kubecost handling the cost optimization, this is the way to go. And just a quick thing here, to get Karpenter installed, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up your cluster name, the IAM role that's going to be associated for the worker node updates and management, creation, deletion, etc. The cluster endpoint. You can then install Karpenter and install the CRDs. And then to install Stormforge, you can just use this Helm chart. And when you sign up for Stormforge, you can do it for free. There's a 30-day free trial. You'll get an output of the values.yaml, and you can just paste it into a file locally.